talk about, which is a myth that I see at a lot of clients. And the myth is that an MRP system, because it's more simple, is going to be simpler to manage and implement. An advanced planning system is a little more complex, but is still lower on the complexity chain than, let's say, MEIO technology. And that because MEIO technology is very advanced, that means that it's going to take a lot more in order to both implement and to manage. I could see it in many cases as being the opposite if you have a flexible and automated system. Can you speak a little bit about that in terms of when you receive this message or this myth from clients, how you respond to it and what your opinion is of it?
Well, the problem that you are facing with supply chain planning mechanisms and systems that have to support processes is the fact that not always you have reliable enough modeling techniques. Okay, so there is a tendency as a consequence to leave certain parameters to be adjusted by the user. But the expert in demand, he doesn't know exactly the alpha and the beta and the coefficient you ask him to put into the system in order to adapt itself, unless you want him to become an expert in forecasting systems. Now, if you turn him into a forecasting system expert, he probably will understand less and less about his market, about the domain knowledge where he has to contribute in order to correct the statistical forecast. So basically, what the objective is to include into the supply chain planning system enough intelligence that will be able to incorporate these parameters and process them and adapt them in a continuous manner in a way that you don't need this type of expertise. So, and I think that here you touched exactly the point. Now, people, of course, at that point are getting a little bit frightened from the level of automation. They are not able to control these mechanisms. But many times you have also to let the system do it, because anyway, these calculations are quite complex and not an expert in demand of healthcare is not necessarily required to understand in this type of advanced modeling. You don't want him to be involved in that. So in a way, if you are providing him with a robust and stable technology, he definitely can use the output and let the system run with his input. So that's I fully agree with you. The ERP is not comparable because the nature of the problem is different. Typically, it will be in the data management aspect of it or some of the processes that you have to design, but you don't have modeling reliability issues in transactional systems.
In this video, we learn Joseph's opinion on what I believe is a myth in supply chain planning, that companies must wait to implement MEIO technologies as they are more complex. ToolsGroup very much focuses on adaptive and flexible technologies that allow for lower maintenance systems. This is an approach that I agree with and that is often missing by decision makers when analyzing MEIO technologies. That is that they provide a more controlled way of planning the supply chain that eventually leads to lower manual intervention and lower management costs. MEIO also results in higher quality output versus both pure ERP and blended ERP and advanced planning solutions.